Hey everyone, doing something a little bit different this time where I am doing a video as well as a LinkedIn post because I find that a lot of the things that I share it's better to see them visually a little bit and to explain how they work in a more visual way. So I wanted to share something that we use a lot with our clients, which is what we call a content financial model. And we use this when we start working with a company and also kind of throughout the engagement. And it allows us to kind of project a little bit and understand what is the opportunity with content marketing. So this is a template. And the way it works is basically you add in here a few of your key numbers, your lead to SQL rate, the average order value or the yearly value of one customer for two different products, for example, here. And then this is the kind of growth, the two different growth models we're going to use. So just for an example here, we've got 20 and 40%. And the way this template works is that you kind of look at the first year. What if we didn't change anything? What kind of numbers would we be seeing? So in this case, this company, they currently rank for 2,500 keywords. And if things stay as they were last year, they'll generate about 100 leads from their website. So this is where we get this number. And we just then divide this by kind of the two different products. So, 70%, this is obviously an estimate, but say 70% of those keywords are bringing in the first product and 30% are bringing in the second one. And then same for the leads. And then of course the SQLs is, the breakdown from this. The yearly revenue is simply the SQL number multiplied by the yearly value of a customer. And then we have here just all of this added up, which is the total revenue. So if nothing changed, content marketing is currently generating 1.9 million. So what this then does is say, okay, what if we grew the number of keywords by 20%? What would that look like? Now, of course, more keywords doesn't always equal more revenue, right? This is a rough estimate. This is really purely to understand a little bit what's possible with content, and it's not a guarantee. It's also important to say that it matters what keywords you go after, right? If you're going after conversion-focused buyer keywords, then this will help with revenue, but if you're going after top of the funnel type stuff, that might not help as much. But what we do here is then just, multiply this by the first kind of number we've got here, 20%. So if we had a conservative model, what would that look like for this year? And you can see here that would mean an increase to 3,000 keywords, 120 leads, same for keywords. And then this is broken down here by, the different product levels. And what's cool is you can then see, okay, well, therefore with a 20% increase, we'd reach 2.3 million. But what would that cost, right? There's going to have to be an investment to do that. So this is where you can add different things. So it could be SEO tools, freelancers, agencies, or new hires, anything like that. And you can see that considering the investment, the incremental revenue is of about 300,000. And then what if we went for a bit of an more aggressive model, 40%, for example? You can see here that with those numbers and maybe obviously a higher investment, the incremental revenue would be 670,000. Now, where do we get these numbers? Well, one thing that I like to look at is kind of how many keywords are the competitors ranking for? So if you're currently ranking for 2,500, for example, and your competitors are, a lot higher, that means that these numbers are very realistic. It's very possible. We can reach 3,000 and 3,500. But say you were already ranking for 50,000, then it's like, okay, is it really doable to grow this by 20%? So that's where looking at the competitors can be helpful. So this is obviously a projection, purely, estimates, but it helps to visualize a little bit the contribution of content and kind of what's possible. And we especially like it to, leadership like it, right? This is a good way to talk to them and say, look, this is kind of the projections, this is what we're expecting. You're talking their language. It really helps to sell content marketing internally. So I hope this is helpful, and I've added this template in the comments below. And hopefully this can help you with your conversations internally as well.